Welcome to Innovation in Education. I'm Dr. Tony Rayo Sutherland, and with me is Igor Luchik, and he is president of the United Student Council for Houston Community College. Welcome, and we're glad to have you back.
Always glad to be back, Dr. Tony.
Great. Well, as we said in our last show, we want to explore the meaning of innovation in education for our modern world. How can it help our future workforce and leaders? How can it improve our world? And what is effective innovation and what isn't? Those are things we want to explore. Now, today we're going to delve into the world of artificial intelligence and what it means for our future generations. Igor, I understand that you are working on a bachelor's in artificial intelligence, right?
Oh, it's actually an associate's for the time being, but that's right.
Okay. Well, tell me, why did you choose AI and why did you choose HCC?
Well, in short, I think AI is just a very exciting field. I mean, there's always dramatic changes week in, week out. And the reason I chose HEC is because we're one of the first schools to offer it as a bachelor's and associates, and one of the 3 schools nationwide right now to offer it as a undergraduate degree.
Okay, great. Now, what are some of the benefits and what are some of the disadvantages of AI? I know some people say that we need to be concerned about how we use AI. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people can kind of see already the benefits and disadvantages of AI. First, I think one major benefit is you're able to be a lot more effective and do work a lot faster. One major disadvantage, obviously, doesn't do the work for you, right? It does a lot of the kind of menial tasks day to day. But as you said, I mean, one big thing to always kind of pay attention to is the ethics behind it and the morality. And just like Peter Parker and Spider-Man, with great power ultimately comes great responsibility.
That's true. Well, as Igor said, HCC is the first in the nation to offer a bachelor's in artificial intelligence. And we have a message from our chancellor, Dr. Margaret Ford Fisher, to tell us why that's important.
My vision for HEC's AI program focuses on real-world education, propelling our students to be leaders of innovation. We will build lasting partnerships with our brilliant community of space and technology experts. I know we're doing interesting things in preparing students for the space industry. Can Dr. Barilla Hopkins' avatar tell us more?
ACC's bachelor's degree in AI and robotics is the first of its kind in the nation. We here at ACC merge theory with practical hands-on skills. Our partnerships with tech giants like Intel and AWS provide our students with real-world projects and job opportunities.
Begin your journey from HCC to the stars.
Well, we're going to take a short break, but we'll be back to talk with HCC's Dean of Digital Information Technology, Samir Saber, and others in the AI industry.
So please don't go away. This is going to be a great interview.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of the city. They're committed to getting our students to their goals.
A 4-year degree.
Workforce training. A better life.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to Innovation in Education. I am, of course, Dr. Tony Rayo Sutherland, and you are
My name is Igor Lucic.
Yes. And as we said earlier, we have with us Dean Samir Saber from our HCC Digital Communications and Workforce Technology Center of Excellence. That's another mouthful. Welcome to the show, Dean.
Good afternoon, team. How are y'all? Thanks for having me.
We're doing pretty well.
I'd like to ask a question. What would you say the catalyst on starting the bachelor's of degree in artificial intelligence was at HCC, and what do you think attributed to its success?
Yeah, it's been long coming, but the short answer is it's needed more than ever. It's been needed, especially in this region. We haven't had many workforce degrees. If you look at other four-year universities, they haven't really delivered on that front for AASs and BATs. So when the opportunity came to launch a BAT, we felt it was just a natural progression after the success of our AAS. And it turned out it's been great timing for us because this is the year of the robots, if you will, and robotics is a fun way to learn AI. So yes, we are the first community college in the nation to offer such a bachelor's. So it's very exciting to be at the forefront. It also has its challenges, but I'm really excited with everything that's happening right now.
Well, I understand that you're presenting at the American Association of Community Colleges conference this year. Tell us what you'll be talking about.
Yeah, so I'll be presenting alongside Miami-Dade and Maricopa, Chandler Gilbert College over there. So why us three institutions? We all launched a 2-year degree already. So we were the first in 2020 with Maricopa the same year, and Miami launched theirs last fall. And so then we launched our bachelor's this year, and then Miami's launching theirs later this year or spring of next year, and Maricopa will launch theirs in 2025. So as a trio, we're basically going to be sharing our story, basically giving tips to other potential schools that might want to launch an AS program or an AI program, and just some of the lessons that we've had, and we have a lot of things in common, which we have a lot of the same partners, a lot of the same challenges, and we have similar industries too, but we all have a kind of our niche areas, which is it's been fun to work alongside. So we've been going for a lot of different grants together lately. Some of which I wish I could share, but I can't now. But it's exciting, some of the national work that we're doing.
That's wonderful.
Well, I'm glad you talked about partners. I know AI is very important in the academic sense, but it's also very important in the real world. Now, since we're such an early adopter, could you tell us a little bit about the importance of kind of the ongoing relationships with industry and corporate partners we have, and kind of what's happening in that general area?
Yeah, if it wasn't for such strong industry partners, I'm not sure we would have even gone for an AI bachelor's degree, to be honest. Our AS degree, when it launched in 2020, AWS at the time launched their own machine learning university program for their own employees. And it wasn't curated for the common person, we'll put it that way. And so we worked alongside them, and we saw early on that the blue chips, if you would call them, they were very interested in working with community colleges. So that gave us the confidence, and Intel, NVIDIA, others have been strong partners. And I'll give you an example. Maricopa, they launched their degree in 4 months, thanks to Intel and the state of Arizona. So there's been a huge need for AI, and especially on the workforce side. So, manufacturing, healthcare, all those areas need AI more than ever. So, yeah, industry, working alongside with their demands, it's still a drop in the bucket, if you will, just like cybersecurity has been. But one thing I'll say about industry, they invest billions on research. They have all the PhDs in the world, but someone has to use those tools. And that's our students. The small businesses need to learn how to leverage them. And since they come out pretty much daily these days, you have to be agile enough to use them and be practical. And the real world industry needs it, now, not tomorrow.
and two, I realized that sometimes people say, well, you have to be a science person, or you have to be good in math, or you have to know coding or whatever. But that's not true. I mean, yeah, if you're going to create some of the stuff, but to use AI, it's more like a tool for almost any industry. Would you agree?
Yeah, the technological barrier has gone easier and easier. It's more about creativity now. It's more about what you want to do with the tools. So domain knowledge is actually very important right now, because clean data and what to do with the tools is important. That's why you see a lot of folks pivoting into AI, because they know that they can leverage this technology and what they already know and do something unique. So yes, math, of course, is very important, but when it comes to AI, the practicality of it, using the tools is more in demand than actually developing the science behind it, the language models. That's where your top PhDs come into play, but it's for everyone.
Well, one more quick question. As we know, HCC has an annual AI conference. Now, what's planned for 2024?
Yeah, it's our third conference already. Igor right there, he's been alongside since the beginning. The first conference was actually the hardest one to pull. It took a massive effort from everyone, but it was student-led initially from the Computer Science Association. And of course, we had full support from HEC. So this is our third year. Some of the unique things we're doing this year, we're doing a deep racer competition with AWS. We have a gentleman from Microsoft that will do an interactive workshop showing us some of the latest tools with ChatGPT and OpenAI. So that'll be fun. Of course, a lot of panels. We're doing some quick student highlight rounds. So, we'll have all walks of life there. It'll be a lot of fun. Definitely register by Tuesday if you can, but we will definitely have on-site registrations.
So always register early. Okay. Well, thank you, Dean Saber, for joining us. And we really appreciate all your great work.
It's always a pleasure talking to you, Dr. Dean Saber. But please,
Likewise.
there's more to come.
Yeah, we're going to talk to an HCC faculty member who presented at an AI for Education conference in South Africa. Now, that should be interesting.
Oh, very interesting.
Okay, well, we'll be right back.
What does moving forward look like? Houston Community College has hundreds of choices. Small class sizes and personalized support to help you do just that. Enroll today for spring classes and frame your future with HCC.
Where's your emergency?
Everyone's on their way. What happened? Your friend's not breathing. She's dead? Yes, please get my mom and dad. Oh my God!
Welcome back to Innovation Education. I'm Dr. Tony Reyes Sutherland, and
I'm Igor Lucic, and we're excited to present our next guest. She's Dr. Patricia McManus, the lead faculty member of our AI bachelor's degree program, and also my AI professor. Welcome to the show, Dr. McManus.
It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Great. Well, tell me, you went to South Africa for a conference on AI, which tells us that this is definitely a global concern for all. So, but why South Africa?
Oh, actually, I wish I had gone there, but that's the downside of technology. I just did virtually.
Oh, well, it was still in South Africa, but
no, absolutely, it was still there. I wish I had gone, but anyway, I mean, AI has had a profound impact on everybody's life, especially since ChatGPT hit the masses. ChatGPT is a tool that we call generative AI. That's like AI is generating something, because AI has been around for a long time, probably a lot longer than people realize. However, it wasn't that, pervasive or such an impactful tool like that. So we teach the students how to use the tools. Like you have the scientists who create the tools. Our students who will be the guys that, let's say we have a car and they will be looking under the hood and seeing what's there and understanding. And so people can just sit and drive. But the other area that's been hugely impacted and where people have a lot of concerns is education. I always say that you can use AI to make you smarter or to make you dumber.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And that's how the people in South Africa reach out to me, and they wanted to hear how generative AI is impacting in education. And it obviously has a huge impact.
Well, I know many educators are beginning to use AI to help their students get better engaged in the subject matter. Now, tell me your thoughts on this. You just said that it's something called generative AI tools for lifelong learning. Tell us a little bit about that and what you presented in South Africa.
Yeah, generative AI, and tools like ChatGPT, have generated a lot of concerns from academics in general, because all the students are going to use it for cheating, because can write assignments and things like that. Again, as I said, you can use it to be dumber, so you just paste something there and regurgitate out, which very likely the teacher will realize that you did something you shouldn't, because it will not sound like you. But the positive impact is much greater. Generative AI can be used in the classroom, outside the classroom, can promote better teamwork, even be like that invisible facilitator. So prevent that student that it's more outgoing or outspoken to dominate, and bring those who are more shy, to the front row seats as well. It can foster creativity, critical thinking, because one thing with the generative AI tools, you need to do what we call prompt. That is nothing more than ask what you want out of that tool. But it's not as easy as it seems, because you need to know how to ask the question. You need to have a relative understanding of the subject to pose the question in a certain way. So this will make you think about the subject a lot more. There's so many applications. I'm not even going to touch for special needs students that can also, we have tools that can help them with speech and even writing. The other thing is that the instructors need to revise a little bit how they give assignments, the structure, the format of the assignments. It cannot be something like, what's the capital of France anymore, because that's too easy to get an AI to do for you. But they can, create an assignment, talk about, France in the 17th century, and if it was now, how would relate, like do a scenario or make them, be very thought-provoking.
Well, just real quick, because we're running out of time, what's your advice to new instructors wanting to use AI but have never done it before?
Embrace. They are a great tool. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to experiment. And your students will love you for it, and you love it for it.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure seeing you, Dr. McManus. You've always been an inspiration and contributions to better learning.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, we still have one more segment, and we're going to talk with Zohabi. I'm going to let you say that name.
We're going to be joined by Zohabe Kawaja from AWS.
There you go. I'm very bad with names, but Igor is excellent with it. We will be right back.
So please stay with us.
I love teaching at HCC. I love helping students.
With college credits.
With scholarships and financial aid.
Training them for life-changing careers.
Come learn with us.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Oh boy.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Food. We think about it all the time, but for many Americans, it's a scary thought. During this crisis, 1 in 12 seniors and 1 in 7 children don't have access to nutritious food. We can all help. Get involved at feedingamerica.org.
Welcome back to Innovation in Education. I'm Dr. Tony Rayo Sutherland, and
I'm Igor Lucic. Our next guest is Zohabe Kawaja. Zohabe is one of HEC's industry partners in AI, and he's actually from AWS. Welcome to the Zohabe.
Happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
you know, Amazon is a very large company, and it's not just a place to buy things online. That's what I thought it was. But there are also other things that they have a web service. Tell us what that all entails.
Absolutely. Amazon Web Services is a company. It's a subsidiary of Amazon that provides a lot of online services, pretty much anything that you would need to do with a computer for a business. It offers it in several pricing models, but mostly for pay as you go. If you just need a server for 20 minutes, you can pay for just 20 minutes of a server up on the cloud. You don't have to manage it with your bare hands. You don't have to pay for the electricity. You don't need to set it up all by yourself. That's the primary goal of Amazon Web Services. And now recently, we've been branching out a lot more in AI, which is where my collaboration with Professor McManus and HEC comes into play.
Now, I know AWS is a big partner with HEC to help educate our students about AI. Can you tell a little bit about the things that you're doing?
Absolutely. I've stepped in and spoken at a couple of Professor McManus's classes just to show recent advances in AI with AWS specifically, or AI as a whole all around the industry. In the next week or two, we're going to be doing the Deep Racer event, which is allowing students to basically use little toy cars and then teach that car how to drive all on its own. All around a little track, have it race around and see who's been able to train that car the best. And we have many more events outside of HCC as well. At University of Houston, which HCC did participate in as well, we had the Cloudathon, which was a little challenge we gave to students to construct a cloud environment, which was very realistic. Probably one of the most common things we hear from a lot of AWS customers, just a basic web application. See who can construct it the best, get a lot of judges, both from AWS and local companies in the cloud, and see which students would do the best in order to get either jobs, prizes, whatever it may be.
Well, now, how does working with educational institutions, as you said, how does that align with your company goals?
So one of the leadership principles at AWS is to hire and develop the best. And a lot of the students that come, a lot of the employees come from university, almost always straight from university. So we like to do events like these to train the students on exactly what we would like at AWS out of our future engineers. So we like to do these events at HCC and University of Houston, and hopefully in the future, even more Houston universities, to make sure that we're teaching the students exactly what principles, what technology they would need to know in the domains they'd like to come to AWS to specialize in.
Wow, that's very impressive, Mr. Kawaja. I see that you're very tapped into the kind of education in AI. I'm wondering, where do you see the future of AI going?
I think that AI is going to be a great tool that many businesses and even some individuals use in their day-to-day activities. A lot of businesses use AI to advance their current capabilities. As an example, probably my favorite example of AI used in a business I never thought AI would be in. A patent law firm uses an AI to create a chatbot that understands all the patents in the US government, all the public patents in the US government, for students to pay a little bit of money instead of paying for a full consultation with a patent lawyer, for them to go and just talk with the chatbot for an hour and get some good feedback on, hey, I think this is too similar to this patent. Your diagram needs a little bit of changes like this. Being able to break down barrier of entries to different industries, either in aiding newcomers or exceeding the capabilities of existing specialists. That's where I see AI going.
That's wonderful. Well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Thanks again, Zwaba. All right, so what's coming up for the next show?
Well, let's see. We're going to talk about Earth Day and what that means for all of us. We have some very special guests who will give us some insight into sustainability for our Earth.
So please keep watching Innovation Education.
We'll see you next time. And until then, keep looking forward and press on in whatever you're doing to help make this world a better place for all. That's what innovation in education is all about.
Take care.
If you love them enough to do this, surely you'll check NHTSA.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
When I was your age, I was just like you, fascinated by stars. But now I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows, maybe life is looking for us too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
The faculty at HCC represents the best of Houston. Whether your goal is a 4-year college, a better job, or a whole new career,
come learn with us.
HCC, for everyone, anytime, anyway.